We've got the 2023 Lexus UX.
And it gets some nice updates. Let's go for a ride.
Whoa, a little slippery.
A rare snow day in Vancouver with the new Lexus UX. Rain, shine, snow, storm, we're always out shooting. All right, what's under the hood of this new UX?
A 2-liter 4-cylinder engine paired to Lexus Hybrid Drive and an ECVT. It has a combined 181 horsepower, plus a standard all-wheel drive system in Canada. In the US, front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available.
So a couple of things. If you wanted all-wheel drive, you had to get the hybrid. That was the way they achieved it. And because of that, everybody bought the hybrid. So they got rid of the gas model. I think that was a smart move.
Me too.
So Lexus has updated this for 2023. We're going to run through all of that, but right now we run through what you get with this. It's a long list with our key standard features.
The UX comes with an 8-inch touchscreen, a 7-inch multi-information display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 6-speaker audio system, new Lux power front seats, heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, a moonroof, power adjustable heated exterior mirrors, and Lexus Safety System Plus 2.5. The base trim in the US doesn't come standard with heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, or the moonroof. They are available on the higher trims, or you can add some features from part of the a la carte menu.
It's got an EV mode. At slow speeds, you can drive just in EV mode. What else can we put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
Make sure you like and subscribe, but most importantly, hit the notification bell. Also follow on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.
What's new over there, Andrea, for 2023?
Well, Lexus has given this a more refined drive. It's smoother, it has a quieter cabin. They've added now F Sport handling in the US and F Sport Series 1 and 2 in Canada. Now, these models now come with performance dampers as well as active variable suspension. Our test model is the F Sport design, so we get all the exterior and interior accents of F Sport without that performance.
As we go through this, you're going to find out we think the best one is the base model. Really, it's all about saving money at the pumps and saving money when you buy it. We'll run through that a little bit later, and we're also going to talk about how it does in the snow during questions, coffee, and cars. That happens halfway through the video. But this is an improvement over the previous model. It needed to be a Lexus. It's based basically on the Prius platform, but it doesn't have any of that real droniness, does it?
No, it really feels more like a Lexus. The previous model wasn't as quiet and it wasn't as smooth, so I'm really impressed with the way that it handles, and with the performance dampers and the active variable suspension, you get a sharper handling vehicle. Unfortunately, we don't have the opportunity to drive that model, but I'm glad we have more of a base model to review.
All right, the other thing is, think about that all-new Toyota Prius, right? So instead of the Lexus following the Toyota, this actually is built on the new platform that the new Prius is built on. So this actually came first. I would say this really is a hatchback car with all-wheel drive. Do you think it's a crossover? I'm not buying into that.
I think it looks like a crossover, honestly. There are so many EVs out there that they're calling crossovers that look more like hatchbacks too.
Yeah, like the EV6 from Kia.
So this offers 6.3 inches of ground clearance, which has been great for our snowy days. It has bi-beam headlamps. You can get available triple beam headlamps. It comes with chrome exterior accents. Our F Sport design model has black exterior accents, standard 18-inch wheels, and run flat tires.
I'm not sure this is the prettiest girl at the dance, Andrea.
No.
You would be the prettiest girl at the dance, but I'm not sure about this Lexus. They're trying to make it into a crossover. I really think when we go through the measurements and show you the space, it really is more like a hatchback, but That's marketing, friends. That's what sells. So they market it as a crossover.
I do like the back end of this, that continual strip. Do you know, Zach, how many LED lights it has in there? Take a guess.
It's got 11.
120.
I knew it was way more than that.
Yeah.
I'd try to pick a silly number. 120. Yeah. Well, you're getting value, aren't you?
I think so. Very good value.
That's
at
like
120 LED lights in that strip. That's what you would call a fun fact. Moving to the interior, one of the biggest changes, gone is the trackpad.
I kind of thought the controller they had in the old one was quirky and different. It was like no Lexus in the lineup. It was the only one that had this. It had the toggles and switches that you use with your right hand when you were driving, and now it's all integrated into one screen.
I'm glad it's gone. I didn't like it. Too glitchy for me. I like this more driver-focused cockpit. The screen is turned slightly towards the driver, but it sits a little bit far back for a touchscreen.
Like I noticed, even with maybe slightly longer arms than Andrea, I had to reach forward for the volume knob, but you have it on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And in the place of where the trackpad was, they've got all these switches. It's a command control center, Andrea. You want bum warmers? It's right there. You want a cool fanny? It's right there. You want heated steering wheel? I like it.
And you know what I really
like? Oh, by
the
way, in some countries, fanny means something different. I mean backside.
Yes. You know what else I like? Lexus did not go with piano black in here.
Oh.
They went with a matte finish. And you know what? More manufacturers should do this. It's not going to scratch. I think it looks really great.
You know, this is the answer to the question we've been saying. It's like, why do you have to go to the shiny hard plastic store? This matte looks just as good. And you know what? It's like striking in comparison to that.
Yes, I like the look of the steering wheel. The heated steering wheel is heated all the way through. And the seats are comfortable. The driving position is really nice. I think for a petite driver, you'll really like the feel in here. Overall, I'm a big fan of this UX.
All right, the other thing is that people are going to compare this to the new Prius. And I think that when you get in this, I think it does have slightly better materials than the Prius.
Me too.
They have Lexified it to a certain extent.
And I'm not crazy about the driver display in the Prius. It sits a little bit too far back. I like this traditional look that I'm getting in the UX.
So they have the toggle switches on either side of the instrument cluster. If you want to go into sport, you click them up there. It's kind of like a tip of the hat to the LFA high performance car, but I don't know if you like that or not, but it's still there.
The base trim comes loaded with so many features. That's the one that I would buy. But if you're looking for more features like the larger 12.3-inch touchscreen, a wireless charger, driver's seat memory, power folding exterior mirrors, and the power tailgate with kick sensor.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the stuff that I really want. So I'm with you on I want the base model because I want to keep the price down, but I want a power liftgate and I want a wireless charger. I'm missing in this vehicle those two things. So what do I have to get?
You got to go up to the luxury trim to get it.
More expensive, right?
Yes. However, in the US, they have come up with a brilliant idea to do an a la carte menu. So on the base trim, you can add some of these features if you want them. Now, of course, not all trims have the a la carte menu where you can add every feature, but you just have to go through it and you can add things like a heated steering wheel, the wireless charger. There's lots of great things.
Those are two things I would want. I could live with the smaller screen, but I want the wireless charger and I want the power liftgate.
Yeah.
If you could give those to me for a couple of grand more, I'd be happy.
This is what I'm doing. This is going to be my second vehicle. It's going to be a city runaround. It's mostly going to be me driving it. I'm going to get great fuel economy because it's a hybrid, and I'm going to buy the model that is cheap and cheerful, and I'm going to go with less features.
All right. Now, the reason why you want this as a second vehicle, and the reason why you want it as just a single person to drive around and run errands is because it's small.
Yes.
Okay, here's me getting in the back seat. It is tight. Like I always do the little shot of me with showing the legroom. There is no legroom. And what I do with the front seats is I place the passenger seat at the same position as the driver's seat. And so that's the legroom you get, which is not a nothing zilch zero. And then the headroom is really tight as well. I think Andrea likes this car more than me. For me, the rear seat legroom is a bit of a deal breaker.
It does some things really well. Front legroom, when you compare it to its competitors like the XC40, the X1, the GLA, and the Q3, it offers the most space. Second row legroom, as Zach said, is where it falls short. 33.
No, it falls really short, really short.
33.1 inches. The one that has the most is the GLA at 38 inches.
I think this vehicle is perfect for empty nesters. Kids have grown up and they've moved away. They just need a little grocery getter. This is going to be perfect. And where do you put the groceries? In the back. It too is small.
Yeah.
It is a very high floor and it isn't that big. Same thing again. They don't have a lot of room.
17.2 cubic feet for this UX. It's not the least amount. Can you believe it in this class? That goes to the GLA. The GLA, Mercedes-Benz gave it a lot of second row legroom, but it falls short in cargo space, less than this UX.
You have some questions about this and the new Prius as well, so let's get into it.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
They've done a nice job on this. How are you finding it in the snow? Do you have winter tires or all seasons?
We do have, I checked, these are Bridgestone Blizzak tires.
Quite good.
The good news is Toyota and Lexus equips all their press vehicles with winter tires.
I know. I was speaking to Toyota about this and Lexus, and they were saying that each vehicle has a unique tire, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've found this to be excellent in the snow. The thing about Vancouver is that we may have snow on top, but underneath is an absolute sheet of ice.
Everybody makes fun of us in the other parts of the country, but what they don't realize is the snow often when it falls here is right at the freezing mark.
Yeah.
And as soon as it hits the ground, it gets packed down into ice. Then the temperature went way down and it's sheet ice under the snow.
So you'll see me sliding, but boy, this all-wheel drive system is excellent. I never felt like I was nervous or scared when I took those corners and I was sliding. I really had a lot of confidence driving this in the snow.
Actually, you had a lot of fun
have
driving
a lot
this in
of
the snow.
fun.
The other thing is, back to the basics of the car, it's not a very powerful car.
No.
And a car that doesn't have a lot of power in the snow is actually better than has one that's just going to spin the wheels.
This or the new 2023 Prius. Prius seems to get better gas mileage and has more updated tech, but the Lexus has the badge.
Basically the same platform now. The Toyota has upgraded from a 1.8 liter to the same 2 liter as this. Has a little bit more power. It's got that slippery new shape. This is more trying to be a crossover vehicle, but basically they're apples and apples. You know what I mean? They're in the same family, the same basic premise, and I think with the top trim of the Toyota, this might actually be a better deal.
I think so too. This has got all the updated tech in it. It has the new Lexus interface. You've got the 8-inch touchscreen, available 12.3-inch touchscreen.
But that gets too spendy.
Yeah, that gets too spendy. But I think that this is an excellent option. Here's the thing.
I want to know the thing, Andrea. What's the thing?
Here's the thing. The Prius second row and cargo space is bigger than this, but you don't get the headroom that you get in this UX. So if you need the second row space, I think that you'll be maybe happier with the Prius. If
what do I call this? What do I call this? Clown car. You know when you go to the circus
that's unfair
and they put all the clowns in the little car?
No.
Yeah, this is a clown car.
I disagree.
How many clowns could you get in this?
No.
Not many.
I think you're off on it being a clown car. It just doesn't have a lot of rear legroom. We put out a lot of content each week on the Motormouth YouTube channel, and it's super easy to find.
All you do is go to the YouTube search bar and type in Motormouth, the name of the channel, then the brand you're looking for. In this case, it's Lexus, and all our videos pop up. It's that easy.
Is the all-wheel drive system speed limited like the previous version? I don't need full-time four-wheel drive, but being able to have it kick in at higher speeds would be nice. Also, badge aside, this or the new Prius XLE limited all-wheel drive. Well, we just answered that one.
Andrea did some digging. Research department, actually, it was because of this question that Andrea dug around.
It's because of Josh from Texas that he asked this, and I thought, boy, I didn't even know that there was a limit. There is. Josh actually sent me the link of the Lexus US site, and it is 43 miles per hour. So anything above that, it becomes a front-wheel drive vehicle. So that's about 69 kilometers per hour.
The reality is that most SUVs, like a RAV4 or a Rogue or whatever, remember,
Yeah.
when you're driving down the road, the rear wheels decouple, and it's really running on front wheel drive, and that's done to save fuel. So this is doing the same thing. However, they have the ability to reconnect. This does not.
No.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Is the Lexus still worth it, especially competing against the BMW X1 and the Mercedes-Benz GLA? It seems very underwhelming.
Well, it all comes down to your priorities. If you want more power, the Germans have more power. If you want more space, they offer more space. But what does this offer, Andrea?
Well, this is a hybrid. There are no other subcompact crossovers available in a hybrid model. So that's where this UX wins. Electrification has become more and more important to people. And I think that that's really where this is going to shine. Plus, it's less money than all of them.
The other thing is, you would think, oh, they've got the handling cornered, right? Because they're German. But this actually handles quite well.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. The insulation from the road and the wind, and also what's under the hood is basically the Toyota hybrid system.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the droniness. They've done a great job. And in the new Prius, it's still there.
And you know what? It's not a powerhouse, as we talked about. When you get it on the highway and you accelerate quickly, you really kick it, it doesn't have a ton of power. But remember what you're using it for. You want to have great fuel economy because it is a hybrid and it offers all of that.
You probably want to know what are the official fuel economy numbers and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll start with Canada and then we'll move on to the US. The base model starts at just under $41,500 Canadian, and the top trim is just under $51,000. In the US, the first all-wheel drive model starts at just over $37,000, and the top trim is just over $44,500.
Here's the fuel economy: 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 6.2 on the highway. That's 41 miles per gallon city, 38 miles per gallon highway. Lexus offers a warranty of 4 years, 80,000 kilometers, or 50,000 miles. In the United States, you get complimentary maintenance for 1 year or 10,000 miles. So we just mentioned the others have more power, so let's get into that. What else can you buy?
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the new BMW X1 with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 241 horsepower, and a starting price just under $46,000.
The Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 221 horsepower, and a starting price of $45,000.
The Audi Q3 has a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder with 228 horsepower and a starting price just over $43,000.
The Volvo XC40 with the B5 powertrain, 250 horsepower, starting at just under $46,000.
So there are 4 compact crossovers for you to consider.
Lightning round: 2 things we like, 2 things we'd like to see improved.
I really like the price point on this base model for a hybrid.
I like the changes they made for 2023.
I really wish that Canada had an a la carte item menu just like the US.
Maybe when they redo this, they could make it a little bigger.
Why? They'll just sell you an NX.
I'll take that instead.
If you're looking for a hybrid in this premium luxury subcompact class, this is the only one you'll find.
I was only clowning around.
This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.